Meeting of June 24th, 2013 to order, and we'd like to start with a Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call shows actually a couple council. One is en route, Aaron is en route, and Mike had stated that he would not be here for this meeting.
I'll move to excuse Mike. We knew he was not going to be here today.
I'll support.
Further discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Again, Aaron should be here momentarily. You know, she's got to go speed limit.
Listen for squealing tires.
Okay, approval of the agenda, additions, deletions.
Well, I'd like to add the first reading of the fire ordinance, an amendment to the fireworks ordinance, I'm sorry. And also I'd like to go into closed session to discuss union negotiations.
And you want to name a spot for them?
The fireworks we can do as number 8, and the closed session number 9.
Again, I would like to have council comments come ahead of the closed session. So, how are you wording it?
So we can just put,
Okay, we'll call it 4. We can call it 4A
okay.
for the special meeting.
I'll move the agenda as amended.
Support.
Further discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay. Let's review the minutes of the June 10, 2013 meeting. Anybody spot anything of significance?
I move the minutes.
Support.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, public comment. Before we get to that, we do have a special little ceremony right now of police promotions, and we'll let Chief Collins take that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council, for allowing us just a few minutes here to publicly recognize 2 promotions in the police department. I'll stall while the mayor sets up the bright lights. The promotional process is a multi-part process where the candidates have to take a very extensive written examination. They have to take an oral board examination that is administered by high-ranking police officials from other communities, usually chiefs, lieutenants, captains from other departments. They're also rated on their level of education and preparation for promotion, and then their actual on-the-job performance is factored in. The bibliographies for the written test included 4 books for each level of promotion. They were college-level text, and the lieutenant candidates had to study over 1,660 pages, I believe it was, and the sergeants had to study over 1,800 pages. So after that long and arduous process, it's my pleasure to recognize the promotions of Chris Sovic and Chris Fott, if you'd both step up here. And I'd like to invite their wives, Jill and Julie, and the girls are welcome too if they want to walk up. Jill got here first, so I'd like her to, because I know there were sacrifices made by both families during all of this study, please award the lieutenant's badge to Chris. Congratulations, Chris. Julie? Or the girls? Go ahead and actually pin it on him. He's got body armor, so it should be safe. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Grace. Chris, congratulations. And that's our brief ceremony. Mayor and council, thank you for your time.
Our community can be very proud of both promotions, as alluded to by the chief. They worked very hard to earn their positions, and I know they'll do a great job for us. Thank you. Now we can move on again to public comment. Anybody wishes to speak on any item not listed on the agenda can do so at this time. And seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to old business, which we have none. New business. It's a dedication of the portion of the rail trail to honor Jeff Potter. And I guess we have a quandary. We're waiting for signatures. But we have it sitting right there.
Do it, get a sign later.
I'm going to say that, and, well, we got to put it together, too. If you can take a moment. Did this the first time, I hope I did it right. It looks good.
We had the family come up, we really appreciate it.
Glenn, why don't you come on up here, too? You were
I'm good.
sure?
Yeah. That's all right.
I guess it'd be best if I just read it real quick, paraphrase it a little bit, and the audience can know more what this is all about and how much it really means to us as a council and the community. Whereas the quality of life enjoyed by the citizens of the community can be attributed to the vision of its elected and appointed officials, and whereas Jeffrey Potter exemplified the role of visionary elected leader dedicated to improving the quality of life in the city of South Lyon by promoting unique recreational opportunities, advocating for shared services with neighboring communities, and demonstrating leadership and by example. Whereas Jeffrey Potter began his leadership role while being elected to South Lyon City Council in 1987, then mayor from 1989 to 2002, and whereas Jeffrey Potter promoted the original linear park in the Oakland County known as the South Lyon Rail Trail, was later connected by the Huron Valley Trail System. And it was where Jeffrey Potter promoted connecting pedestrian bike trails through new developments to interlink the entire city, and whereas Jeffrey Potter worked to bring about the construction of the first shared school municipal administration building in Michigan, which is where we preside at this moment. Jeffrey Potter worked to bring about the Salem South Lyon District Library. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Ted Wallace, Mayor of the City of South Lyon, along with the City Council, on behalf of the entire community, express appreciation for his service to our community and do hereby dedicate the portion of the rail trail from Pontiac Trail to Dixboro in honor of Mr. Jeffrey Potter, and we do honor his family. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, all of you, for thinking of that. Really appreciate it. We know that this was a very important part to him. He really thought that this town should be walkable from many, many years ago when he was just a councilman on in the city, and it was his idea to get those sidewalks out and get those bike trails out so people could use them. So I thank you for honoring him. I appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 2, agreement with the South Lyon School District for tax collection. Lisa, you want to explain that one for us?
Whoops.
Are we going to do a motion for the dedication?
Well, I wanted explanation what it was, but,
No, I mean for the
Oh, the
dedication.
dedication.
oh, okay, all right, go ahead, sure.
Well, yeah, okay, I move that we support the dedicated proclamation for Jeff Potter for the rail trail.
I'll support that.
Further discussion, there will be signs out there too.
Yes, uh-huh.
Let me know. Let me know when they go so I can go walk in and see them.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now the tax collection agreement.
This is just the regular contract that we have yearly with them to collect taxes for them. And in agreement for us doing that, we get to keep the interest collected.
Okay. Somebody want to collect the taxes for the school district?
I'll make the motion. Oh, is that okay?
Go ahead, yeah.
I'll make the motion to approve the agreement between the City of South Lyon and the South Lyon Community Schools for the 2013 tax season as presented.
Support.
Further discussion? Should be noted that, what do we gain by doing something like that? We're allowed to collect the monies and make a little interest off that money before we disperse it to the schools, and that's where we get our benefit from that for doing the hard work. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, now we can move on to Youth Assistance Agreement. Dave, you want to explain this one a little bit?
It's the same as it's been for the last many years at $13,000 to help out youth assistance. This is for the 13-14 budget, so it won't go until after July 1st.
I move that we approve the proposed contract between the City of South Lyon and the South Lyon Area Youth Assistance for the fiscal year of 2013-14 with a contribution of $13,000.
Support.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Donation acceptance. I'll explain it a little bit, but I'm assuming I probably shouldn't vote on this one. But as the treasurer of the Lyon Area Lions Club, we made some determinations. We had funds. We had quite a bit of money, actually. And we decided that we would like to donate $25,000 towards the recreation center if it is approved by the voters in 2014. If the voters do not approve that particular millage for the recreational center, the Lions Club would like the money to be used for capital improvements in Volunteer Park. So we want you to have the money now, and if you can make a little interest off it, great. But we were divesting, and we wanted to make sure you got that to the city.
I'll make the motion to accept the $25,000 donation from the Lyon Area Lions Club and thank them for their generosity.
I'll support.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Vehicle purchase. Chief?
It's that time of year again. The two police replacement vehicles were discussed during budget workshop. The funds are budgeted for the two Ford Police Interceptors. The anticipated delivery time on new vehicles is 8 to 10 weeks. So we'd like to order them now, and we won't get them until well into the new budget year. As you can see from the packet, we looked at both the Macomb County bid and the state bid, and went one step further. We consulted a local dealer, Hines Park Ford, who didn't have any bid, but we tried to get their price, hoping that being local, maybe we could give them business. Unfortunately, their price was significantly higher. The lowest price under the state of Michigan bid was Gorno Ford for $47,099 for 2 vehicles, and we're requesting permission to go ahead and order those.
We're buying them, let's get them ordered. Do you happen to recall what we paid last year? And wasn't it in that same general vicinity, the 23?
It was real close for the base vehicle, yes.
Yeah. You had mentioned in the past also what the transition costs to move whatever hardware, and there's going to be additional costs. Some things aren't compatible and some things need to be just bought fresh.
That's true, particularly when you're changing from one manufacturer platform to a different platform, even within the same manufacturer. A good rule of thumb is right around $5,000 to move equipment and buy equipment that can't be transferred. Could be a little higher, could be a little lower. Then you have to also add in the graphics.
All right. Do you already have those determined?
Yes, that's all determined, and that's all been
I'm sorry, the
budgeted also.
graphics themselves. It seems like each model year, we have sort of a little tweak on the previous version.
Actually, we're going to look at the possibility of another graphics provider to see if they can provide the graphics at a slightly lower price. We're going to shop around a little before we do the graphics.
So I go back to Helvetica. That was a very boring font.
Joe?
Just a question for next year. Do you anticipate us having any next year as well, or in the future, new purchases?
Next year, we might be able to get by with one police car, but again, it depends on the repair experience for the vehicles, and as I've said in the past, all bets are off if we happen to get one totaled out in some crazy incident or something.
Okay.
But I'd like to be able to get by with one next time.
Thank you.
Somebody want to make a motion?
Yeah, actually, I'll make the motion. We approve the purchase of 2014 Ford Police Interceptor vehicles from Gorno Ford for $47,099.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay. Resolution for authorizing the request for reimbursement from Oakland County West Nile Virus Fund.
Thank you.
Bob?
Thank you, Mayor. We're back again. Every year, the Department of Public Works spends money to get West Nile virus protection packets that we put in storm sewers. We pass out mosquito wipes here at City Hall. They're available for the community, and in so doing, we can be refunded 100% for this, and all we have to do is have a resolution passed and supported by the council. So what I'm asking for tonight is approval for a resolution for the reimbursement from Oakland County for the West Nile virus, and that amount we will be getting back would be $1,619.04.
I move that we approve the resolution for reimbursement from the Oakland County West Nile Virus Fund in the amount of $1,619.04.
A second.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Number 7 on our 9-item agenda.
We need to have a single audit performed on the DWRF money that's gone out and come in. So I asked Plant Moran to give us a cost estimate for that. And I asked for a not to exceed amount, and should they have to exceed it, I asked that they get it in writing. So that's in writing, that they would have to get it in writing before they move forward, anything above $7,200. So I'm asking you to approve this engagement letter with Plant Moran at a cost not to exceed $7,200 for a single audit on the DWRF funds for this year. And by the way, that money is eligible within the DWRF loan, so 50% of that would actually be forgiven.
You said 7,200?
Yes, sir, not to exceed 7,200.
Do you happen to recall what the single audit had been for the sanitary, the wastewater revolving fund that we had had?
I wouldn't know, I wasn't here at the time.
Harvey?
My question was, this single audit is required because this is a grant, or because it's federal money coming through the state?
Because it's federal money coming through the state to us.
All right, thank you.
So after you exceed a certain amount, I think it's like $2 million, you have to have a single audit performed on it.
Okay, Joe?
Thanks.
Yeah, comment from my side. One thing that stood out for me was where it says, from the letter from Plant Moran says that they estimate that the charge to be from $6,000 to $7,200. So I'd be very surprised if they come in under $7,200. My request would be if we put the not to exceed amount to be the $6,000 and make it a little bit difficult for them to, it's not to say difficult, but not as easy to get up to $7,200. But
That's up to council. If you want me to go back, I can have them rewrite the engagement letter and bring it back to you.
No, I don't want to delay things. Certainly, I don't want to do that. I'm just, my comment, that's,
Well, you're making it hopeful that they don't reach the 7,200 mark.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, they've always been
Yeah.
fair.
Right.
Okay, somebody want to approve this? Make a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the agreement with Plant Moran to perform a single audit for the DWRF for an amount not to exceed $7,200.
I'll support.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm sorry, can you add on to that to give me authority to sign it? I see they put my name on it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He needs an authority to have him do the sign.
Usually the mayor signs the documents and the clerk.
Oh, yeah. I'll amend my motion then to authorize the city manager to sign the documents. So who seconded?
Yeah, I'll support that one too.
Okay. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Okay, number 8, we added to the agenda. It's almost like too little too late for this year, but we want to mention there are some new rules coming with fireworks. I don't know, you want to paraphrase this or somebody?
I'll let the attorney take care of that.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. The state legislature has adopted Public Act 65 of 2013. It entails a number of amendments and revisions to the Fireworks Control Act or Safety Act. The most relevant for the city of South Lyon is it now authorizes the city to adopt a local ordinance regulating the times that consumer fireworks can be discharged, used, and so forth on the holidays. If you recall, the previous act from 2011 carved out the 10 holidays, day before, day of, and day after, and said hands off. They've now received more input, largely because of the public pushback on this, and allowed you to regulate, depending on the size of the community or the county in which it's located, between 12 a.m. and 8 a.m. So you've got the nighttime hours, and if you were smaller, it'd be 1 a.m. So, but you qualify by size of Oakland County to regulate from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. And basically, the proposed amended language would prohibit any discharge even the day before, day of, and day after between 12 a.m. and 8 a.m., except for the New Year's holiday, which is a specific exclusion by statutory language.
Mr. Mayor, if I could for just a quick inject.
Sure.
Just there's been some confusion with this, and we've received a lot of input. Consumer fireworks are the ones that became legal last year. This is the stuff that leaves the ground that you used to have to go to Indiana and Ohio to get. So you could be setting off sparklers or the fountains at 4 o'clock in the morning. This law doesn't give us the leverage to prevent all fireworks, and that's where we kind of start splitting hairs. And it's unfortunate. The Michigan Chiefs Association went to battle with this because of the fight that a lot of us dealt with last year. And as in politics, this was a compromise that no one was happy with. So, but again, it's the consumer fireworks are the kind of ground mortar stuff that leaves the ground, aerial shells, and go boom. Technically, somebody could still have fireworks that make noise, but usually it doesn't have the report that the other ones do. So I just wanted, it's a distinction that we fielded a lot of calls on that is sometimes difficult to educate the public on. So I just wanted council to be aware of that.
Glad you pointed that out. It's hard to imagine that it took as long as, that this wasn't seen up front, actually. You know.
A lot of things weren't seen up front. The big one that this didn't address, it was a big disappointment for us, was the possession by minors. So an 8-year-old can run around with a ground mortar, which is highly problematic.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
It's a step in the right direction, so that's good.
And so this is basically a hearing, a discussion on this, so we're not doing any voting on it tonight or anything, but it has to be brought up twice.
We could do the first,
You do the first reading.
Yeah,
first one.
yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't finalize it tonight, but.
Right, right. Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the first reading of this.
I'll support that.
Further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Here we are at the manager's report.
I have nothing this evening, sir.
Okay, Bev?
I have nothing.
Harvey?
Pass, thank you.
Glenn?
No, thank you. I have nothing to say.
Joe? No, Aaron's here. Oh, Aaron?
I apologize for my tardiness. It was job-related and unavoidable if I wanted to stay within Lloyd's speed limits.
The legislature, not mine.
I apologize.
Okay, Joe?
No comments, thank you.
Jeez, throw it to me. I always have a comment. Want to remind you that we have the concerts in the park on Friday nights, 7 o'clock. Bob Martin works very hard to introduce are you doing the introductions and so forth as usual?
Be fun Friday night.
And who's on Friday night?
Well, it's a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. I'm not sure Jimmy's gonna actually show up, but I will do my best to act like him.
You're gonna run the bar?
After the show at the house, all right?
And of course, that's in McCaddy Park. Bring your own chair, blanket, and I guess you have to get your mosquito pads from City Hall. And
We bring some and have on the stairs waiting for people.
okay,
And there's water supplied by the Kiwanis.
all right,
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay, and that's the end of my comments. And then I'd like to ask that we want to go to a closed session, discuss negotiations.
We need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn to executive session for union negotiation tactics.
I'll second that.
We have to
Okay,
do a roll
discussion.
call vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Roll call.
Roll call, okay.
Kivel?
Yes.
Kipkowski?
Yes.
Rizzi?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
Waddell?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes. Take a little break?
And at this,
Okay, I got it.
yeah, you need one. At this point, we had to clear the house.